Alright, y'all, on this episode, we're going to show y'all some of the bodywork stuff that we do. We've been doing this for coming up on 40 years now. One of, if not the oldest and continuous running body shops in the parish. So it's safe to say that, we know what we're doing and we put good quality work out. One of the best shops around. Um, and part of what makes us the best is we use some of the best stuff and we got some of the best stats. So on this episode, we're going to show y'all how we measure the frames using this car liner measuring system to know exactly if they are straight, bent, where they are bent, if they're savable, what we got to do, so on. We got this 2017, I want to say 17, Toyota Tacoma up here, and it got hit pretty hard in the back. Looks like it missed the frame, but obviously we're going to set up and measure just to be sure. So I'll get to showing y'all on our car liner measure how we do it and on our old Chief frame machine. So first off, I'm going to have to pull the truck up further up on the frame machine to where it's in the correct position over these tracks, and then I'm going to show y'all how to set the car liner up and put the arm on it and get the measure. Alright, so we got a car liner measuring system turned on. We can go ahead and open up the system. It's a little dirty. Need to get it cleaned off. Someone didn't put the cover back on it last time, so yeah, it needs to be wiped down. We like to try to keep our stuff clean. It's a body shop, so you're always fighting a losing battle on that. But anyway, wait to come up for a second. We keep it hooked to the internet, so every time it comes on, it checks for updates or whatnot, and that way we can try and have the latest specs and all that. But so we got the system pulled up, and we're on the cord from a welder, so that's going to take a little bit. But anyway, got the system pulled up, so obviously we're going to search for Toyota. It's right there. In case y'all didn't know, it's Toyota. We'll click on that. Bam. Truck, obviously. Bam. And now we're going to look for what we're looking for. So look for a Tacoma. Actually, we can go over here. I forgot. And we can search the year. So 2017. So that's going to bring up all the 2017 vehicles. So we're going to look for Tacoma double cab, crew cab, double cab. Yeah, double cab. So let's see. And it'll give you a little view of what the truck looks like and a little bit more info. See, it's not a four-wheel drive, so let's click on. Alright, here we go. Rear wheel drive. So that means two-wheel drive. And yes, that looks like the vehicle we need. So click over here. We don't have to put all this in. It helps if you want to save and track things a little bit better. But for now, we're just going to leave that out and move on to the next step. Alright, so here it's asking if the vehicle is on support or on its wheel. So obviously support means that it's clamped onto the frame machine and not resting on the suspension. So for this, since we're just checking and all, we're just going to say it's on the wheels. Then we're going to go to the next, and it's going to ask if the engine is in or the engine's out. Obviously, in this case, the engine's still in it. So I'm going to hit next. This is just showing where to clamp. If you have the Carlina system and you're planning on clamping it, it gives you that information. So the next thing is, here's our frame and our spec. And it's going to be looking for the arm, which is Bluetooth, which we do not have set up right now. But we'll get that set up in a minute, and we'll go ahead and show you that. But anyway, that's for now. That's how you get into the software and get it rolling and all. But next step will be pulling the vehicle back forward and setting up the arm. Right, now we got that pulled up in position. I'm going to go ahead and get the arms out real quick and get it set up. We're moving it through all its range until it checks off saying everything's good. And there it is. So now we're going to start centering it. Over here and check this spot. This is the 0 spot. That's where everything is measured from. Alright, y'all can see we already got 2 points measured, or what we're doing is the centering part right now. And that's telling where the truck is, basically. So it knows where to measure from. But you can see these 2 points are zeroed out right now. So now we're going to come hit another point. We typically have to hit 5 points for it to know that it's centered. So we come over here. And it shows you in the pictures where to do it at. So it shows this hole. And it shows that you're going to go in this slot to the back side of it. If I can get this thing to spin around for me. Alright, that's the back side. And you can usually tell when you're in the area because you'll be lighting up greenish. And then you go ahead and hit that and listen for the beep. And typically they'll have another one on that side. I mean on the other side, the same thing. So we'll double check. And we'll go around and hit that. See, it took that measurement. So now we're going to check. We're going to click on that. And sure enough, it's showing us where we're at, and it's showing us what attachments to use, which is all these attachments. So come back over here and grab this thing. You get it to swing around. Be careful not to beat everything up. Put it in there. Hit it again. Good. Alright, so we should have one more. Let's go look and see. Alright, I'm going to set y'all back up, and on this next one it should make, if we get a good measurement, it should make a noise, so I'll let y'all watch. You can also see this crosshair right here. That's where the arm is located at this time. So when it moves, it moves. And same thing when this gets close to a target, you'll see the same thing. You'll see this get closer and closer to the target. So let me set y'all up and check that out. Alright, so we can go grab that last point real quick, hopefully, and then we will be centered. So just watch the screen while I'm over here. Gotta change the little end in it to the correct one it calls for. Slide the arm down, and so I don't know if y'all can hear that because I got this mic on, but if you can, that was a little party. That means you got it centered, so you can actually start measuring. You go from there. If y'all didn't hear it, it just sounds like a little party for a second, and it lets you know it's good. So I'm gonna go in and start taking some more measurements. Alright, so the main spots we're gonna focus on is back here on the back side of the frame. As you can see, this is where majority of the impact was, which it looks like it might have contacted the trailer hitch a little bit, which we'll know when we do a tear down, but it looks like it for the most part missed the frame itself. Might have hit the spring perch, which is going to be one of the spots we're going to take a measurement from, and we'll pull a couple others and see what it tells us. We don't have to pull every measurement. We just got to pull a few in the area and see if things are diamond, up, down, all around. So here we go. Alright, we just checked that one, so we're gonna go up front real quick and see what it says, and then do the same thing on the other side if we can get to it. Alright, that looks good. This is your length, this is your width, and this is your height. Now on the trucks you can't really go off of height because them sitting differently, different tire size, suspension load, just different things. So we're mostly going to look at our width to tell us if it's over this way anyway, instead of down the middle like it's supposed to be, and our length to say if it's forward or backwards. Any which -3 is fine. That's showing it's 3 millimeters back from spec, which on a truck, our tolerances are like 5 millimeter, give or take. So that's still within plenty of reason. So now we're going to swing over and hit it on the opposite side. Same point, just opposite side, and see what that says. And here we are on this side. Make sure we got it on there good. And you can see we must be in the area because it's trying to light up green. So we'll go ahead and hit that and go see what it says and pick our next point. Alright, y'all, I went ahead and hit a bunch of extra points because we did have a little activity back there. But it's got I'll show you all the numbers in a second, but it does have a little damage to where that spring hanger is, and not a big deal. It's a weak point as far as getting hit right there. The frame itself, judging by these numbers up here, the frame itself is not diamond or bent or anything like that. But back here where that spring hanger is, it appears to be a little forward. So not that big of a deal. We can pull that back straight. But let me show you all the numbers. Alright, here we go. So all these are the length. And some of these points are bolts that bolt the trailer hitch / bumper. It's all one unit to the back of the truck, as you can see here. So of course those are going to give a little bit when they get hit. That whole pull it back up. This whole assembly can move forward while the frame is still being steel when just a bolt is holding it. So it's got a hole to move around in. So that's got a little give. So when you're measuring bolt points, I don't take it as accurate as the frame itself let's see, same thing. These are all, so here, this was the lower part of the spring hanger. Again, a bolt point. But as you can see, I showed you back there that it got hit right here. This is showing the passenger side, but same thing for the, I mean, it's showing the driver's side, the same thing for the passenger side. It got hit right here, so it could, don't take much to just fold that forward some. So we can pull that back straight, no problem. Let's see these other points. Same thing, that's the rivet that rivets that hanger on. So all that is part of the hanger assembly. As we move to the actual frame itself, our numbers start going down and all, and we move forward and everything's falling in line as far as length goes. So we'll go ahead and say that for the most part it's good. All these numbers are good. So we'll go ahead and print this out, make sure we got the room that we need in the estimate. We'll probably do a tear down to make sure there's nothing else that we don't see. And if there's still plenty of room in it, we'll go ahead and get this thing back on here and set it up and pull, get that back straight. And that's really not much. We're talking about 5 is spec. We're talking about 6. That's 1 out. And that point is, let's see, that's that point, which is the actual frame itself. So 1 mil out on that. That's the rivet. That's 9. So that's 4 on that. That's the bolt. That's 7. So that's only 2. That's another bolt. That's 6. And this is a bolt that would pivot more because it's, you know, the way it is. I would assume. So that's 11. So we're obviously going to remove all this, and we'll be able to see and go from there. Some of these will let you do a measurement after it's removed, but that's not giving us the both options, so you have to use that bolt point. But these are the main ones. And we could get measurements up here. All these are points if we wanted to, but if it got hit back here and all this is measuring good, there really shouldn't be any reason that this would be out, because this would have to shove this and it would have to shove that. So why would this be out and this be straight if the impact was back here? Now there is some frontal impact on here, but nothing that would even question a frame measurement in a typical case. So that's another reason why we ain't going to worry. So we're going to come on over here and hit OK. That's saying we're going from diagnostic to actual repair part, but we're going to go on further, and we're going to go ahead and print. We're going to select that, and we're going to go ahead and print those. We don't need to print. That's going to show diagnostics. We didn't do any repair yet, so we don't need to print that. We just need to print the diagnostic part. Alright, so that wraps up showing y'all the measuring system and showing y'all the valuable piece of equipment that we have. Most shops around here do not have something like this. Some do, not saying they don't, but most shops don't. So that might be a question you might want to ask your shop that you plan on bringing your car to before you do. That could be a decision that helps you decide whether or not that's the shop you want. Now, don't get me wrong, there is old school ways of doing it, and we know how to do that too, and they work for the most part, but they're not as accurate. They're not going to give you, there's not going to be that many measuring points. I can already tell you on measuring this stuff and see exactly what's out where. It's not near as precise. If it was, there would be no need for this, but it's not. So we try to stay up with the latest techniques and technology on fixing modern cars. It's not the 80s, not the 90s, not the 2000s anymore. Hell, it's not even the 2010s, it's the 20s. So we're trying to stay up on the latest techniques and all in fixing your vehicle for you correctly. And just remember, Louisiana law is nobody can tell you what shop to bring your car in, not even insurance or anything. So make your decision solely based on what you feel and where you want to go. Now, with that being said, some shops are DRPs or pro shops for certain insurance companies And that don't mean that shop is a better shop or a worse shop. It just means that they work directly with the insurance company, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. Some insurance companies aren't that great of insurance companies, and they want to cut corners so that it saves them money, and they want the shop to cut corners. And some shops are fine with that because that insurance company will send them more and more work as long as they're cutting corners. And that works out for both of them, but it does not work out for you and your vehicle and your family. Your family has to ride and drive in this, and this has to protect y'all when y'all get in an accident. So not all insurance companies are the same. Not all shops are the same. So make sure you pick a good insurance company and a good shop to do your repairs. And make sure, like we are a pro shop for State Farm and State Farm only. We've been dealing with State Farm for 40 years. And State Farm, I know they're one of the more expensive insurance companies, but as far as getting your vehicle repaired, they're one of the best insurance companies that we've dealt with, and we've dealt with pretty much all of them. With that being said, while we do not choose to be a pro shop for other insurance companies, which I won't name right now, but that's because they do want to cut corners and we don't. So we're not going to let them dictate how we run our shop and how we fix your car for you. It's your car, it's not theirs, and we want to do the correct job, or we're not going to do it. We're not going to have someone outside telling us how they want us to fix your car for you and your family. So with that being said, that should wrap it up for this video. So remember, like, share, subscribe, leave comments on what else y'all would like to see, whether it's race car stuff, camping, the collision center side of it, paint work, whatever. Just give me comments and stuff and point us in the direction of what y'all are interested in and seeing, and whether it's more exciting stuff, some more detailed stuff. We'll try and keep it mixed up for you and show y'all some stuff that y'all either don't get the opportunity to see or want to be informed on. So again, remember, like, subscribe, and share. And again, thank y'all for watching.